friends. Guess what today is? It's a hair tutorial for this live. And I'm going to be showing you guys how I refresh my hair / curl it with this guy. I found this at Target and it is one of the coolest tools. And I have yet to be able to use this in its full entirety because my hair has never been long enough for me to like fully be able to use it. So I'm pretty excited that my hair is now long enough that I can actually use that tool. But I washed my hair on Saturday, so I am on day 3-ish hair. So I'm going to show you guys some of the products that I use to refresh my hair so that I can keep the grease away. I don't have to wash it every day. And then how I refresh kind of these fun waves to make them a little more predominant. So if that's something that you are curious about, then this is gonna be the perfect live for you. Hi, hello, if you're new around here, my name is Kimber Kelly with Rustic Touch Beauty. I am a licensed cosmetologist. I have been for about 12 years now. I no longer am in the salon or behind the chair. I do content creation, beauty tutorials full time here on the internet. So, drop a heart, drop a hi if you're new around here. If you're not and you're like an OG and you know, love what you're seeing here, tell me where you're tuning in from in the comments. Where are you guys watching from? Where are these videos reaching? I see some hearts coming in. Thank you so much for all the love. While you guys are doing that and getting comments going, I'm going to talk about what my hair routine looks like from the time I wash it to like drying it till now. So like what products I've used in between all of that. So like I said, hello Rebecca from Canada. Hi Mary from New York. Hi Tiana from Arizona. That's awesome. I'm going to be in Arizona on Friday. Idaho. Sylvia, Washington State. Rachel, hello from Northern Kentucky. Girlfriend, I have never been to Kentucky and I want to. I want to go to like a Kentucky Derby. Hello Amy from Colorado. Whoop whoop. Hi from the UK with COVID. Oh man, Shelly. What a bummer. You know what? My mom just tested positive today for COVID. So I'm like, oh, please let us not get that. Hi from Massachusetts. Latvia. Ooh, that's a fun one. Where is that at? That's awesome. Frisco, Texas. We got some Texans in the house. I love it. Keep them coming, guys. And I'm going to keep going, okay? So, because I know that can be annoying when you're like, just, can you get to the tutorial? So that's what we're going to do. All right, so Saturday I washed my hair. I love Kevin Murphy products. That is mostly the shampoo that I use. It's unfortunate because Kevin Murphy is really hard to find, so I'm sorry about that. I do really love his products. They're just not the most easily accessible unless you know of a salon that carries and retails Kevin Murphy. That's obviously your go-to. Otherwise, you can go like to the Kevin Murphy website directly. I recommend that over Amazon. I do have some of these products linked in Amazon, but that comes with a disclaimer because Amazon can get a little crazy when it comes to hair products. Unfortunately, distributors will often switch out the actual product that is in the bottle. So like you could have this bottle, looks Kevin Murphy, not actually Kevin Murphy on the inside. A lot of that is smell. So if you know what the smell is, then you'll know it's fake. But if you don't know what the smell is, then like you don't know. Or some of those products they freeze them for a long time. And so you're dealing with like expired products. So they're not working as great. So Amazon is like, I try to link what seems like a legit source, but I always recommend, especially with like Kevin Murphy, to either order directly from the website. I'm not affiliated with them, by the way. I just really, truly, genuinely love their products. So go directly to their website or search a salon. Go on Google, search Kevin Murphy salon and see what pops up in your area, and you can just go there and get it right then and there. But that's enough about that, okay? So I washed my hair. I actually toned it. I should show you guys the picture I was trying to go for, but I toned my blonde a little bit darker. I wanted it to be warmer than it is. It's a little more ashier than I was going for, but did that. Washed with the Plump series, which is all the pink bottles. So that's what I did in the shower. And then when I got out of the shower, this was the first thing I used. And I pretty much applied this with my hair like sopping wet. So I didn't dry much out of it. I just immediately applied this, which is the Anti-Gravity Oil-Free Volumizer. This is a newer one that I've been trying and I love it. So this one more is going to give you just all over body. So it's not necessarily a root lifter, but it's going to give you a lot of that just all over body, like right through here. Again, not at the root. You'll get some, but see how it's just giving like lots. I have very thick hair. Like there are definitely people out there who have thicker hair than me, but I have a lot of hair. I have really thick hair, so it gets weighted down very easily. So it's actually really hard to get volume. I know a lot of people who have finer, thinner hair, they're like, oh, I can't ever get volume, but it's easier to get more volume. To me, in my years in the salon, I found it was easier to get more volume with my clients who had finer, thinner hair than my clients who had thick hair, because the thick hair weighs it down. So for me, this is a great one if you have thick hair, because I am still able to get a lot of body throughout my hair thanks to this. So this is what I use day one when my hair is wet, okay? Then I move into a hair oil. This is from Pomifera. It's awesome. It's vegan. It protects your hair. It's a good heat protectant. This is also a great day 3 product, so I'm going to show you guys how I use that for day 3 hair. And then I went in with this. This one is also from Kevin Murphy. This is the Blow Dry Ever Bounce. So this one is amazing for curls. And what's awesome is this has memory up to 5 washes. So what exactly does that mean? It means you really only need to apply it every 5 times you wash your hair, because it's supposed to hold memory for 5 washes. So this will last you a long time. Now I probably use it every other time I wash, just because I go so long in between washing my hair. Which, side note, I was over on my YouTube, like back end YouTube studio, and I was like reading through comments on some of my tutorials over there. And man, it's a good thing I didn't see some of these comments back when that happened, because one of them was like 9 months old. I don't know how I never saw that, but it was like a comment that was 9 months old, and they were just like hating on the fact that I go so long in between washing my hair. They were just like, ew, gross, like 10 days in between washing your hair, that's disgusting, like your hair must stink. And I'm like, oh man, like if they only knew. Like you don't know what you don't know. And here's the thing, okay? It is so bad to wash your hair every day. And this is a subject that's for like a totally different live sometime, talking about how to like better train your hair to go longer in between washes. That will be like totally alive in its own. But here's what I will say about that. It takes a long time to train your hair to be able to go long in between washes, but it is so much more healthier for your hair, because the natural oils that we produce up here is actually the most incredible oils for your hair, so that your hair stays nice and healthy. So one thing I do is I take a brush like this. This is a boar bristle brush, and I go at the root and I bring that oil down. I help distribute that oil down to these ends, because these ends are like, we're thirsty, we need hydration, right? So those oils up here are actually good. Now, if you're washing your hair every day, every other day, every 2 days, that's a lot. That's a lot. And every time your hair hits the shaft, or every time water hits your hair shaft, it starts that oil production all over again. It basically, if our hair could talk, it would say, oh, water's hitting it, we got to start the oil production over. And so every time you're putting water on your hair, you're telling your hair it's not producing enough oils, essentially. So then it starts overproducing oils. So if you're like, you don't understand, I have to wash my hair every day, it gets oily. It's because you're washing your hair every day that it's getting oily. So keep that in mind. There are ways to train your hair to go longer in between washes, which I would love to talk about in another live, but that's not what today's live is all about. So today's live, I am showing you guys how I refresh my hair. So I'm going to pop this out first. So like I said, I washed my hair on Saturday. It has pretty much been in a scrunchie for Sunday Monday, and then this morning. This morning I went through with, again, this boar bristle brush, and I went through at my root, and I just did one of these, and I go in sections like this, and I am stimulating my scalp, which is going to help with hair growth. I've decided we're gonna go for growing my hair out because I've had short hair for so long. We are gonna be growing hair out. So if you are ever like, how do I get longer hair? Stimulate your scalp. And a great way to do that is with a boar bristle brush. I do love this one a lot because it's gentle, it doesn't hurt. My daughter actually really loves it. She's like, oh my gosh, my hair doesn't hurt when you brush it anymore. And it's because we do this technique to try and get her hair to grow. So I just go like all over on my scalp, and at the same time, this is not only stimulating my scalp, but it is also it's pulling any oils down the hair shaft that I might have. So I just go in kind of like 1-inch sections here, and we're just pulling it down. So notice I am only keeping this at the root, okay? I'm not going all the way down on my ends just yet. I'm just keeping it right here at the top, just like this. And I go all over my head. You don't have to use like too much pressure, but just enough to start kind of stimulating that, pulling the oils down. So this is what I do every single day. Every day, this is how I'm brushing my hair. Then once all my roots are figured out, and look, it even like refreshes all the volume too. Okay, then I'll go through the ends and brush the rest of it out. You have hand-tied extensions. Will you please tell me if I can use these products that you are about to show? I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. I did not do many extensions in my time in the salon. My expertise was more men's cuts and women's color, so I did not do a ton of hair extensions. So I would always double check in with your stylist that did the hair extensions, especially depending on what type you had, but I don't see why these products would affect them personally. But it's always best to probably check in with the gal that applied them. So, all right, that brush also, by the way, it makes my hair like so soft. So that's how I refresh my root in the morning, and I'll actually do the same thing at night. This is going to help stimulate hair growth. Like I said, we're gonna grow this hair out, and we're just gonna see what happens and how long that takes. So that's what I do with the root. Okay, then I'm gonna grab that same oil, and I do about 2 to 3 pumps of that oil, and I'm gonna run that through the ends. So this is gonna give my ends some hydration so they don't look so dry. It's gonna start kind of piecing those curls apart again. This just goes on the ends. So this is what kind of circles me back to that comment of the girl who was like, gross, 10 days, your hair must stink. Actually, no, it doesn't, because I use stuff like this on it that smells, this is a Moroccan amber smell, and it smells incredible. So it helps my hair smell good, even though I haven't washed it in a couple days. Did I just miss? Love your hair color. What do you use? What technique? Thank you, Ashley. So my roots are actually just a 6N. 6N on the roots, and then these are highlights that I used with enlightener, obviously, to get them bright, and then I toned with 8GI and 9N and 7NB, and I left that on for about 15 minutes and then rinsed it out. And that's what we got here. I have a lot of gray hair, so I always have to have like a darker root, but I like to be lighter. So, you know, hallelujah for the whole like balayage technique just being on trend for years now. It saves us mamas, right? Who never can get out to the salon, right? Okay, then the next thing I'm gonna do is actually on my root, which no, we're gonna do this after I curl it. Just kidding. I'm gonna show you these last products after I curl. I don't like to use dry shampoo right before I'm gonna use heat on it, because I just don't want to like fry my hair. So, all right, so I section my hair out like this, just like that, pull, like split in half, pull that forward. Ashley says, amen. Love it. Okay, now here's my iron. This is just from Bedhead. I got it, I think, at Target or Amazon. And I love it because it's 3 like 1-inch curling irons. So this one is definitely amazing on long hair. When my hair was this length, I could only use this on the top layer. The bottom just was not long enough. There's different kinds, and they all give you different results. So this is what I'm using today. This is how I'm just gonna refresh everything. You can see I still have that curl pattern in there. And so hopefully I get on the same curl pattern, otherwise it's gonna straighten it all. So let's hope that doesn't happen. But when I'm doing this, okay, and this especially, the technique really comes into play when I get to the top. Because the top is where, especially if you're wanting to maintain that volume, the top is key in the technique that you're using. So bottom doesn't matter as much, but that's why we'll be quick with the bottom. But look how that refreshed it just a little bit. And I did not hold it in there very long. The temperature, what I love about this too is you can set the temperature. Any iron, okay, whether you spend $300 or $30, as long as it has a way for you to track the temperature, that's always what I look for in a product. This, I think, was like $30, maybe $40. It was not expensive, but I can see what my temperature is at. So since I have thicker hair, I turn that puppy up a little bit more. If you have finer, thinner hair, you're gonna wanna turn it down so that you aren't totally frying your hair. Okay, and then second way, there's 2 ways to hold this. You can either clamp your hair this way, or you can turn it basically upside down and clamp it that way. That is the way I do it. And I'm gonna try not to burn myself. Okay, so I clamp it upside down. See how this thing is underneath? I'm curling it basically upside down. And then we're gonna go to the next section, which I think is actually what one of you guys were just asking maybe. You've used this before, but it's never crimped. It never crimped your hair. I'm wondering if maybe it wasn't turned up hot enough, or you didn't leave it in long enough. Try it again, because it should have crimped it somewhat. Okay, here's the next section. And again, I'm gonna be pretty quick with this because the top is when it gets real cute. You can't really see it here on the bottom yet. The top is where like all the magic happens. And I just had someone actually in DMs, was that yesterday? And she was like, how do you get all that volume in there? Well, products go a long way. It really depends on what products that you're using on your hair. You can't expect to achieve the same look if you're not using any products whatsoever. So always remember that. Products, they do make a huge difference. Okay, see, it's just refreshing it. And I'm not pressing it hard at all. I'm letting the tool do its thing. So I put it in there and I let go. I'm not clamping it. It's not like a crimper where you gotta squeeze the 2 ends together. I clamp and I let go. So it has its own pressure on there. If you have a crimper or a waver, like I'm gonna be showing you guys this tool in just a second, this is something you have to clamp both sides like a flat iron, right? This one you don't. It puts the tension on there itself. So I just go around. We're gonna do the back here. I'm not gonna worry about my bangs today because I am going to wear a headband. And so I won't really need to do my bangs. When I do this curl pattern and I leave my bangs down, I just use a curling iron to curl those, or you can clamp them with the same one. I've done it both ways. Okay, and then another key when you are doing this, see how I'm holding the curling iron out? I'm not holding it like this. If I hold it like this, it's gonna leave a line. See how it made that line right here? If you want to avoid that line, you wanna hold it out like this so that that metal right there isn't going up against. Don't hold it like this. It's going to create a line. You want to kind of hug it in so that doesn't leave that line. Make sense? Okay. It could be that it wasn't turned on hot enough. Yeah. I would try turning the heat up just a little bit, because the first time I did this, I had it at 350, and I was like, it wasn't curling like I wanted it to. So I bumped it up for this tutorial, and I can already tell that it's actually curling a lot better. And I can feel the heat on my ear right now. He's hot. Okay, now, if you ever wonder, like, where do I clamp next? See this wave? There's a little bit of a wave right here. I'm going to stick my barrel, the top barrel, in with that wave so that it picks up on the same pattern. Did you see that? I'll show you again down here. So where this one leaves off, that's where my next pattern is going to be. So I'm going to place my hair inside that iron, and and you clamp down. And I actually don't leave my ends in for very long because I don't want my ends to be super curly. So I kind of like clamp it and then let it out because I want the ends to be a little bit looser. Oh, you returned it. Well, try a different brand maybe. That might for sure help. All right. Okay, next section. I'm going to do one more section, and then I'll show you guys how I do the top. And also how to get so much volume at your root as well. Because if you're anything like me, we're all about the volume around here. Our church is actually doing an 80s theme for Halloween. They do a trunk or treat, and the theme is 80s. And I'm like, yes! Like, big hair all the way. Hi, Christina! So good to see you. Thanks for hopping on here. I've actually been meaning to message you. I've been thinking about you. Great tips. I have a mermaid triple barrel, and I struggle with the front of the face pieces. I should try the headband trick. Also, I'm going to be showing you guys in just a second some of my tricks for when you get to the top and kind of those side pieces. Okay, there's the curl pattern, so we're going to leave off with that. And there it is again. Make the ends like super, super quick. And what I love about this is it can be messy. Like, it doesn't have to look perfect. Because thank goodness, like, messy hair is in. Next section.
Mommy, I want to go outside and drum.
You're going to go outside and drum?
Is it okay?
Yes, that's fine. As long as your daddy knows you're out there. Okay. All right. You're so sweet. Yes, we definitely need to catch up. I would love that. I'm about to show you my headband, so stick around because I've got this cute bad boy that I'm going to show you guys how I style with a headband. Okay, now this section back here, see how I'm holding it straight up? This is how you're going to help get some volume at your root. Whenever you want volume, think about it. You want your hair to be up, right? So you need to style your hair up. You can't style it like out to the side. It's not going to get as much volume. So always go up. Go against gravity. Okay, same on this side. I'm going up with it, but still kind of bend that iron so that it's not leaving that weird crease. Like, don't do this, do this. Okay? And then I'll show you guys, especially since I am going to be using a headband today, I'm going to show you guys how I curl it with this, knowing all my hair is pretty much going back. I don't want to style it like off to the side. Okay, so here we go. We're holding that hair straight up, but you're also kind of beveling it out so that you don't get a crease. And then pick up on that again. Next section. Okay. And then sometimes if it doesn't land just right, I'll take a look at it and I'm like, does that section look weird with those ends straight? And if I feel like it will, I'll go in one more time, give it a quick clamp, and then we're done. I don't leave it in for very long. Okay, find these flat pieces. Again, hold it straight up. The longer you leave it in, the curlier it will be. But I would say overall your heat temperature has a lot to do with how curly it's gonna be. Okay, so that's looking pretty cute. You can see by me holding the tool upside down as I curl it, that makes a difference. Because I hold it upside down, this first curl up here, it goes up. That's why I hold this upside down. So when I say upside down, this is like right side up. This clamp is right here. I hold it upside down because this first curl pattern, it goes up. So that's going to help with volume up here. See how it naturally like sticks up? That's gonna give more volume at my root. So that is why I do that. You can do it this way, but that first curl pattern is gonna go down, which won't give you the volume. So if you're looking for volume, turn the iron upside down is my little trick for you. Okay, now we're getting into the top, which is the money piece, because that's what everybody sees, right? So I start in the back. Again, I hold it upside down. I get it as close to my root as possible, but so that I can still bend it back so I don't end up with that crease at the top. And then I actually curl all of it. Did that piece curl at the bottom? I can't tell. Okay, yes it did. Okay, I curl all of this whole like mohawk section. I curl straight back until I get about midway, and then I work from like forward. So this hair, we're going like all back with it. And stick around because I'm going to show you guys how I style my headband and what products I finish this look off with, because products are life. They're everything when it comes to your hair looking like, if you ever see those Pinterest, hairstyles and you're like, why isn't my hair looking like hers? Well, what products did she use in her hair? That's what you got to figure out. Okay, so this will probably be the last section that I do going this way. The next one we're gonna switch. You guys have any questions? Y'all are quiet. If you have any like burning questions for me, it doesn't even have to be hair related. I'm an open book. Okay, that one was pretty good. That was a good one. All right, now that those kind of all go back, just for sake of like saving my arms, so you can see because I get it nice and close, I do have this line. It's whatever, because this is all gonna go back. But that's the line I was talking about that you want to try and avoid if you can. Okay, now I'm gonna go forward. Let's brush this out so it's nice and smooth. We're gonna go forward now. That way I can see what the heck is going on. You might have mentioned this already, but I joined late. I got this tool at, I believe, Target. Walmart sells Hot Tools, or you can find them on Amazon. I may even have this linked in my Amazon store from a tutorial like a while back. So you can check there too. But wherever it's a bed head tool. So it's pretty common to find. And these are 3 1-inch curling irons on here. There's so many different like waving tools that you can get, and I have found that I really love this one. Okay, so there it gets a little crazy up here because I got bangs. But since we're styling this for a headband specifically, I want this to all go back. I mean, these bangs right here probably actually could have gone the other way, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll fix it. Okay, I'm going to turn this off. And I'm actually going to show you now. I don't need to do... So this is my holy grail, you guys. If you are new around here and you love volume, you cannot... This tool will change your life. I can't do volume without this tool now. What is happening with my mascara today? It's like all over my face. Jeez, oh Pete. So while this heats up, I'm pretty sure I have this setting on 350. We'll see what it gets to. But you cannot live life without this tool. This is the volume tool. They actually just came out with a 2.0, which is this one. And the biggest difference is, ooh, that's getting hot. Hello. These squares are different. So they just like revamped this tool, and I'm like, I have to try it out. And so they did the squares smaller and more spaced apart to help, because I think the biggest complaint, at least that I heard from some of you guys who have this tool, is you're like, how do I not get the like checkered thing happening in my roots? Anybody else? Does that drive you nuts? Because it did me. That was like my one gripe with it, is like I always had that checker pattern. There are ways to avoid that, but now they have a tool specifically so that you don't get the checker pattern. So what I do is I take this, I hold my hair straight up, and I just do one of these. You guys, this gives freaking volume. So if you're like, holy heck, this chick has enough volume. No, I don't, because I need more. And I need the volume to last all day long. So I take it in sections, and see how I'm holding my hair straight up? This is how you want to hold your hair to achieve maximum volume. If you're holding your hair like this and you're just doing this, yeah, you'll get some volume out of it, but not nearly as much if you hold it up to the sky and you just clamp right at the root. And look, you cannot see this pattern as much anymore. It's amazing, okay? So there we go for that section. I'm actually not going to do much in the front because I'm going to have a headband. So we're going to move back here. Again, holding my root straight up, and just I clamp, 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 and then I move down to the next section. I do have a code for this tool, by the way, if you guys want to save 20%. I'm pretty sure my code is Rustic20. I loved it so much. I was like, can you guys give me a code, please, for my followers? Because it's such a good tool. And so they were sweet enough and gave me a code. So it's also linked in my bio if you guys are wanting to check it out. But all right, now I'm going down and just kind of working, mostly focusing here in the crown. Because again, I'm going to have a headband on, so I want most of my volume to come from back here. Okay, and so I work in sections. Doesn't have to be clean sections. We're just clamping, and I go down as far as like my occipital bone back here. So that's kind of where I bring my volume down, because there's nothing worse than like you've got like a bunch of volume here and then it just like goes flat. So I bring that down to about my occipital bone, which is right here, so that it maintains like evenness all throughout. Okay, now for the fun stuff. We're getting into products. We're just going to ignore that this is doing what it's doing. It will look good, I promise. So the first product I do, and this is like going long in between hair washes 101. There's probably a better way to say that. But day one that you wash your hair, you need to be putting in dry shampoo, okay? I have a bunch of different dry shampoos that I love, but I specifically love this one. It's from IGK. It's their first class. They actually sell this at, I'm pretty sure Sephora and Ulta, but for sure Sephora, they carry this now. And this is the Charcoal Detox. So good. Like the best dry shampoo for not only dry shampoo purposes, but also gives you insane volume. And we're all about the volume around here. Yes, Nicole, IGK is life. It's so good. Wonder how it works with, are you talking, Debbie, about this with thinner hair? Because my friend who has thin hair uses that and loves it. Okay, so this, I use the Kevin Murphy dry shampoo. I use day one. So right when I dry my hair after getting out of the shower, I will use the Kevin Murphy one because it's a very light dry shampoo. It's important to use dry shampoo day one because you get ahead of the oils. you start combating those oils before they even have time to start getting crazy. So always dry shampoo your hair day one. That is like my number one tip for how I'm able to go so long in between washes without my hair looking crazy. Okay. Then when I get to like day 3, 4, this is so good because it's giving volume, but it's also helping to combat any kind of oils that might start to come out. Okay. And then I just go through, rub that in. Oh, and by the way, it smells so good. It smells really, really good. Okay. And honestly, that's pretty much all I'll do for now. Then we're going to work into the headband, and I'm going to show you how I finish off this look. Now, there's a couple different ways you can wear a headband, depending on your ear situation. My ears, they like to stick out a little bit. It's fine. It's how Jesus made me. And so sometimes I don't want it to be like all ears. So I like to leave a little bit of hair in the front to help hide that, okay? If that is not you and you're like, embrace the ears, you can put your headband, a little bit. You don't really have to leave any hair out, but for me, I like to leave a little bit of hair out so that I don't feel like I look like, what movie is that? Is it Ace Ventura? Where, what is his name? Jim Carrey, he's like, does this. That's what I feel like when I have a headband on, if my ears are like just out there. So that's just a me personal problem. I recognize that, but anyways, great tip. My ears are always sticking out, so I don't wear them. Well, there you go. So, okay, I'm not the only one that thinks like that then. Yeah, I like to leave just a little bit of hair. You can even take the headband and you can, especially like headbands like this, you can even kind of place it on your ear just a little bit so it pushes the ear in, and then you've still got a little bit of hair. Or if you're like, whatever, it's fine, you can leave it out, but you can also place that headband just slightly over the tops of your ears if that's something where you're like, I'm like all ears, because that's how I feel. So all right, then you're gonna take a texture spray. Honestly, texture spray to me, like, yes, there are some that are better than others. This one I love is from Surface. This is their blowout texture spray. It smells divine and it works awesome. So what texture spray does is it's going to add that pieciness to it. So if you feel like, cool, I just went to all that work and now I feel like a lion because it's all just like fuzzy and like bleh, texture spray helps give those curls a more piecier look, okay? Like I said, this one smells, if heaven had a smell, it would be this one. It smells so good. But I just work that through the ends and see how it starts to kind of, you don't need a ton, but it just starts to give your hair just kind of a piecier look to it. Just like that. Okay, now you can either stop there, or if you want to make sure you lock in that volume, go in with a comb, give just a little bit of tease right here at the root so that those hairs over like the course of the day don't like fall to the side. My hair likes to go where the part naturally goes, so like throughout the day it'll start to like part off to the side. So to avoid that, if I want it all to continuously go back, I just throw like a little teeny tiny bit of tease to help kind of keep those hairs in place. And obviously you can always go back with like hairspray too, but that's kind of a little trick that I like to do. This bang is driving me nuts. Let's fix this really quick. Okay. All right, guys, that is it. Hi, Vicky. I'm good. How are you doing? Whoops. The name of the dry shampoo is this one right here. So if you actually want to screenshot it, go ahead and screenshot this. This is IGK First Class Charcoal Detox. Seriously, the best. It's amazing. You can find it at, for sure, Sephora, most likely Ulta as well. But for sure, I was just at Sephora, at least the one near me, and they had it there. So this is a really good one. Okay, guys, that is it. That is it. I'm going to have a replay up on this bad boy. So if you're just tuning in and you're like, how'd she do that? How'd she get her hair to look like a lion? I will have the replay available for that. Headbands, you guys, are such a fun way to accessorize your hair. Can we just say, like, even if you're having a bad hair day, you throw a headband on. If it's up in like a mom bun, throw a headband on. It's like such a fun way to just add a little bit to a plain gray shirt and kind of like liven things up a little bit. This headband is from Saints Headbands. So cute, right? You're welcome. Love to have it. Oh, you know what? If you have fine hair, there's ways to thicken it up, give it more body throughout it with products. And by curling it like this, it'll actually give like more fullness to your hair too. So I'll teach you how to play into your strengths, okay? Natalie, I use right now, so I kind of alternate. I don't use the same shampoo every time because it's actually not good for your hair to use the same shampoo and conditioner every single time you wash your hair. But the brand that I use a lot is Kevin Murphy. I love Kevin Murphy's products. I worked in an Aveda salon for 5 years. Loved Aveda products. Still love them. I think they're amazing. Another one that's really good is Aquage. I keep Aquage products in my shower quite often. I have a Redken one right now that I'm testing out, and the jury's still out on it if I actually like it, to be honest. But it's decent. But I would say my favorites are Kevin Murphy, Aquage, and Aveda. Aveda is really, really good. Unfortunately, Kevin Murphy and Aveda can only be found at Aveda products or buying them directly from the websites. Aquage is also available at Ulta. You can find, that never used to be. Aquage used to be one of those where you had to find an Aquage retailer to find them, but they actually just partnered with Ulta and those are now available there. So there you go. Oh, good. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Thanks for staying on. I really appreciate it. Natalie, I will be honest, I've never tried Lange. I've never tried their products. I have a couple friends who absolutely love Lange. So I think you just kind of have to find maybe like smell, if you like the smell, and kind of like deciphering. For me, volume is a big one. And so I personally feel like the Kevin Murphy volume shampoo works better than Aveda's volume shampoo, for instance. Like, whatever they're putting in there, it literally does what it says, what the bottle says it does. So, but as far as like a Lange comparison, I've never tried Lange products, so I wouldn't know. So if you try it, let me know which one you like better. Nothing beats the smell of Kevin Murphy, Carrie says. I totally agree. In fact, I use the Killer Curls shampoo on my 1-year-old. I know it's a little bougie, but because I'm a cosmetologist, I do get, I can go to like the salon wholesale store and I can use my license, obviously, to get products at wholesale, which is really nice. So, perk to being licensed, I guess. But, I use the Killer Curls on her. It is the best smell. I wish they had that scent in all of their bottles, actually, because it smells so good and it's not overpowering. You know how sometimes you get those shampoos and you're just like, this is too much fragrance. Not that one. And the Killer Curls shampoo works insane. Like, insane. Her curls are out of this world whenever I use them. They're so pretty. My hair became pretty wavy, curly. Would you recommend Kevin? Yes. Okay, so speaking of curls, the Kevin Murphy Killer Curls is what their line is called. It's a light blue bottle. Just honestly, even start with the shampoo and conditioner and watch what difference it makes. Like, it makes such a huge difference. I wish I had a link for Kevin Murphy. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I just really love their products. So if you go on to Kevin Murphy's website, you can order straight from there. So if there's a specific one you're wanting to know about, just message me and I can find the link for you and message it to you. But otherwise, if you just go on to Kevin Murphy's website, you can scroll through and look for their anti-gravity line, anti-gravity, or their plump line. Those are like, they're pink. All the pink bottles, dark pink, light pink, those have to do with volume. So that's a way to kind of navigate through their website. I always look for anything pink. I also love this one. This is in their line, anti-gravity spray. It's a weightless hairspray, but you can actually use it wet. So I'll use this at my roots when my hair is wet. And then you can also kind of use it when your hair's dry. I'll sometimes spray it on the ends just to give the ends some hold. And if they're looking a little frizzy, it kind of helps like maintain them. So you're welcome. You are totally welcome. Okay, guys, I think I've kept you long enough. Thanks for being on this live. Again, there will be a replay available. So if you missed it and you want to go back and watch it, I will work on getting a replay up. Otherwise, have a great Tuesday, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.